Hi guys, we are ready to start now. First of all, I'm just gonna talk for 5 minutes and then I swear it's going to be your turn to talk. So I'm Robin. The first thing I want to say is thank you for being here because it means a lot and it's a cool little project and I'm happy that you guys are okay to talk. The main reason of this project is to give you guys a voice. I interview a lot of different people, I do documentaries, I do podcasts, and I have a passion for really understanding someone's story and try to capture what a human went through, get all the wisdom out of it, and then spread it to the world to help other people that may have the same challenges or will have this same experience in the future. So it's really, the goal is really to share things. The company that we have and that is doing this is called We Art Media, and We Art means together for the art and the art of being together, because the mission of this company is to help people express themselves and then share this into the world. So the first thing I want to say is thank you guys, and we're just gonna do a little bit of applause for you guys for showing up. Because it takes courage to talk, it takes courage to come on stage, it takes courage to share, who you are. So I really appreciate that, and yeah, thank you guys for coming. Now, I have a few different random questions, but the way it's gonna go is that I will ask you a little bit about yourself, about where you're from, about what you've been doing in your life, and then if I ever lack of an idea, which is very rare, I will pick up a random question. All these envelopes have like some cool questions in there, and I will ask something. What we will do is that each of you will have probably about like 15 minutes, 20 minutes of talk with me. Don't worry about anything. It's going to be a conversation and not like question, answer, because I hate that. Yeah. Any questions? Yes. What if you can do stairs? We are going to pick you up and put you on the stage. Any other question? Any other thing? No? We're good? Perfect. So, is there someone that would like to be the first one? Don't go all at once. Yeah, okay. Perfect. Amazing. No, you are. Yeah, perfect. Okay, I can help you. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right.
And just let me find you, because I want to be sort of looking at you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't like the blind eyes thing.
Sorry, the table is a little long.
Okay.
But amazing. So,
Yeah. And just to let you know, I can see your whole face.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Are you hearing me okay?
Perfectly, yes,
yeah.
yep.
Amazing. So
Yep.
can you remind me first your name?
Okay, my name's Judy Macloed.
Judy Macloed, okay.
Yes.
How are you today?
I'm good, great,
Yeah?
thank you, yeah.
Are you, have you been living your entire life in Vernon or no?
I'm sorry?
Have you been living your entire life in Vernon?
No, we moved to Vernon about 2.5 years ago.
Oh, pretty recently
Yes,
then.
Yes.
Where were you before?
Well, in Ontario for about 2.5 years.
Oh, wow.
And
before that?
Abbotsford in British Columbia for 14 years.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yes.
So still you're from BC, pretty much.
Born in BC, yeah,
Okay.
I was,
Yeah.
yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was the first career of your life?
Oh, the very first career of my life was just a long-term babysitting job for a year. I was married, but my just 18,
Yeah.
My husband was in the military. He was transferred to Germany.
Oh,
And
wow.
he went over for the first year by himself, and I lived with my in-laws and babysat.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
He on Germany, was it for the...
The Air Force, he was the military policeman in the Air Force, yeah.
Okay. Do you remember what year was that?
Oh, yes, it was 1970.
1970.
Yeah, and
Nice.
yes.
And so after babysitting, what kind of other job did you do?
So while I was in Germany for the 2 years that I was there, I just went to school, went back to school and took typing. And then we went to Goose Bay, Labrador. And the first year I had a baby. And then I started my career. And that was in the store on the base. It was like a warehouse. They had to fly our food in, our groceries in.
Yeah.
So we shopped out of the cartons, like a Costco or something almost. And I was, a cashier working in a grocery store.
Yeah, cool.
That was my first job.
Nice. So what is the main thing you've learned with babysitting? What is the main thing that babysitting taught you?
Well, just that it's a very hard job to do. When you have taken care of little children or a baby, it's a 24, however many hours that you're there. It's you always have to be on your toes and attentive to the kids.
It must be pretty stressful to have.
Like being a mom.
Yeah. And especially at a young age, because you were 18 when you were doing this?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I did have 4 younger brothers, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're used to
I had
taking
experience.
care of other people.
Yes.
What was the main difference between the German culture and the Canadian culture?
Oh, the main difference. Well, the Germans are a little more rough in their demeanor, right? Yeah, and all this stuff. And we're a little more, at least the waspy culture that we had here mainly years ago, we're a little more reserved. And So they're just a little more joyous and boisterous.
Mm-hmm. Did you talk German? Did you learn German?
I learned a little German, like to order ein Bier bitte and Guten Tag, Guten Morgen, Guten Abend. And to tell you just a little backstory to that, my father was stationed in Germany, so I lived there for 4 years as a child.
Oh, I see.
Also, so yeah.
Oh, so it was like.
So I had
not
German
the first
friends.
time. Yeah.
And,
Where in France did you go?
In Baden-Baden both times. Baden-Baden in southern Germany.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
near the French border.
Yeah. Cool. There's good cheese and chocolate there. Eh?
Oh, and the bread. And the
And the bread,
schnitzel. The schnitzel.
Yeah, the schnitzel.
The schnitzel.
What do you think what did you gain from leaving your country and experiencing another culture, another life, and having to adapt into a new country that is pretty far apart, right? From North America to Europe, and at a pretty young age.
Yes.
What do you think are the main thing you gained from that?
Well, I just think an appreciation for a different culture, and it just made me a stronger person all around, I believe. It just widens your scope rather than just staying in one place all the time, and being tolerant of other cultures and learning to adapt to it quickly and enjoy it.
Yeah. That's interesting to see that you arrive somewhere where everything that is normal for you suddenly is not normal anymore.
Right.
So that you realize that there's no normal.
That's right. Well, and I was younger then. I was just going on 5, and but I remember my mother, who had never been out of Nelson, British Columbia, her whole life. It was more of a struggle for her, right? So as a child, you can adapt quicker.
Absolutely.
Especially when my father, the first place he brought us to live was in an apartment building that with a shared bathroom and kitchen, and the lovely ladies that would talk to cute little me with chatty Judy at 5, other people in the building told my mother, don't let your daughter talk to them. They're prostitutes.
Oh
So my poor mother, who was 8.5 months pregnant at the time, we quickly moved to a different apartment building.
Yeah.
But I can just imagine how she felt. I could remember
Yeah.
sensing
Oh, yeah.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with prostitutes, but
Well, what is your best memory or the most vivid memory you have from a moment there?
Just how when that year that we lived in the city, my friends, the girl's name was Gisela. She was a little older than me, and they lived across the street from us. The Germans then were still rationed from the war, the coffee and the sugar, and we would play outside. I can remember a farm was near us, and there was a big manure pile that the farmer would save as manure, and then there was a board going up it. I guess so he could get it higher and higher. You'd have to walk up the board. Yeah. We would run up and down that and play. And then down the street was just playing with my German friends. And we somehow, what a lesson, right? Because they didn't speak English and I didn't speak German, but somehow we made it work. And there was a palace near us with a wrought iron fence around it. I don't know, it wasn't a castle, it was a palace. I don't think it was lived in. I don't know, it might have been a tourist thing or something. But I can remember we broke it, we got in through the wrought iron fence and we'd play in the yard of this big, huge palace and things like that.
Yeah.
So just fun memories with friends. I remember them still.
Why do you think it is easier to blend in a new culture as a kid than as an adult?
Because you don't have any, you've not developed prejudices yet. You're open to anything. You're a clean slate.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if you could say something to the entire world? So I don't want to overwhelm you.
No.
If you would have one advice or one line or just a thought, if you would have an opportunity to say something that the entire world would listen to, what would it be? Well,
in regards to the kind of the theme that we were talking about here, I would say we're all just people. And so I'm not saying anything new. We've all heard this many times from wise people. We all have the same basic wants and needs. What the hell are we fighting about, It seems to me the things we're fighting about are all man-made issues like religion. Yeah. And really, they're all basically very much the same too, but for some reason, we just need an excuse to fight. So just think about that before you criticize somebody. They're really just people like us, and we all have our own similar worries and wants and needs.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, that's really true. It's just we're separated by fear, right? Like the fear and the ego.
Ignorance.
Makes us think that we're different, but I really resonate with this. We're all the same.
Yes.
Amazing. Let me grab just one of these to see what we have, and then. Oh. Is this a good one? Okay. Tell me something. So now we changed the subject a little bit. That's just like generally speaking. Tell me something you changed your mind on throughout your life. So maybe something in your life you were thinking or having an opinion or a perspective on something, and it changed throughout different events or whatever the reason is, and something you changed your mind on.
Right. Well, by nature, I wouldn't say I'm an impatient person, but maybe just living the military lifestyle for the first 40 years of my life, I'm you know, I'm pretty regimented and on-time kind of person, right? Well, I'm legally blind, and it's a genetic disease, so it shows up where we begin to notice it in my family when we're around 39. So at that age, 39, 40, I had to quit driving. And so I had to learn, to get by without having a heart attack, I had to learn grace. Because from that point on, I am always waiting for somebody or something to take me to where I have to go if it's not within walking distance. So I had to learn to be patient waiting for a bus. They're not always spot on their time. Or for a friend or family member to come and pick me up. People don't all have the same perception of time and don't always go by the right on time schedule. So I would say to people, learn grace and use it, and you'll be a lot happier in life.
Yeah, that's a good one. What do you think, just one last thing, with having one of your sense affected, right? Do you think it opened more other senses, or do you think your mind now works, or you utilize it differently now that you see?
I think from my experience, my observations, that your other senses don't get stronger. It's just we pay attention to them more, because if you're and it goes back to caveman days. You know, the first thing, if you're out there hunting for the tiger or the lion or whatever, you see it first. But if you can't see, you're going to pay attention. Oh, I can smell it, or I can hear it. It's just that you make use of those other senses, where before, if you could see something, you didn't bother thinking about what noise they were making or anything like that.
Interesting.
Yes. Yeah.
I would ask you one last thing. If you would have the opportunity to go back in time and meet your younger self, your 18-year-old self,
yes,
what would be, and you could give her one advice, what would you tell her?
It would be to be more, don't be afraid to say no. Right. Because, can I say why? Because in my case, I did not really want to get married at 18, but you know, you love this guy at 18, and you don't want to hurt his feelings. So yeah, you're allowed to say no in that context, in life in general. And don't worry about hurting somebody's feelings if you feel you're saying no for the right reasons, which is for the good of your future.
Were you forced to say yes to this?
I wasn't, only by myself, only by my reluctance to say, you know, like, I didn't want to. Don't be afraid to hurt somebody's feelings by saying no, if you're doing it for the good of yourself.
Yeah, amazing.
In life in general, not just, you know, the rule, no means no. I don't mean so much that also, but in anything. You don't have to apologize if you're doing it because you truly feel it's to your best advantage to say no. You do it in a nice way, but do it. Yeah. And it's still hard to say, you know, it's hard to say no to somebody sometimes.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. It was good.
I'm gonna whack you back. A little bit of applaudissement. Sorry, not applaudissement. It's in French. No, is that it? Yeah. Do you say applaudissement in French? No. In English? No.
Applaud?
Applause.
Applause.